Warning, the following show will spoil the hell out of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books and the TV show A Game of Thrones. Also, you're probably going to find a fuck ton of bad language. The explicit tag is there for a reason.
Death and boobies, 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 death and boobies.
Welcome back to the Ironwood Network Book Club. I'm your host, Maester Ironwood. Here with me, as always, is Septa Ironwood. Septa, how you doing?
Doing okay. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Waiting for the snowstorm.
Yeah, we are.
Reading Cersei. Talking about Cersei.
I don't like Cersei chapters.
Yeah.
I don't like Cersei at all.
It's an acquired taste.
Definitely is.
Cersei's an acquired taste.
Yeah, especially being in her mind.
Yeah. All right. Well, before you give us a synopsis, I do have a haiku.
All right.
Let's see how this goes. Let's take a long trip to the mind of madness. She needs a foil hat.
Yeah, she does. She definitely does.
Yeah, she is
crazy.
Alex Jones levels of conspiracy theorists in this chapter. Everybody and everything is plotting a conspiracy against her.
Because, quote, she's the queen.
I mean...
Even though she's not the queen.
Even her uncle apparently is bought and paid for by the Tyrells.
Yeah.
According to Queen Cersei.
Yeah, she's batshit crazy.
Yeah. All right, well, let's not gild the lily anymore. Why don't you go ahead and give us a synopsis?
What's that mean?
You can Google it later. You'll find out.
Okay. So, it is the day of Lord Tywin's funeral.
Yeah, it's so sad.
And it is raining.
Oh,
so,
mm-hmm.
Cersei and King Tommen take the litter to the Great Sept for the funeral. Baylor. Yep. Where Jaime is standing vigil over his father. Mm-hmm. Cersei is convinced that everyone there is against her. Shocker.
Not just against her, like literally plotting against her.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody.
Tommen actually, he behaves rather well for someone his age.
He's a boy. He just wants to go out with Marjorie and stick his in her titties and have fun. You know, whatever. Things you do with your 18-year-old wife when you're a 13-year-old boy. Whatever.
I think he's like 9.
Whatever. Yeah.
He's not even 10 yet. He's definitely not even 10. But Cersei does point out that Tommen's very meek for a king, which Joffrey wasn't, but Tommen's not Joffrey.
Right. Yeah, we've had this discussion before, how I liken 3 siblings from Ender's Game.
Yeah.
One's a fucking crazy psychotic douchebag, one's a little too on the nice side, and there's one kind of like right in the middle that would actually be a good ruler, which I think Marcella. But. Right.
So they get through the funeral, and now there's like three funerals.
There's 3 calling hours, yeah.
So they're in the first one for all the high lords and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So they do the funeral, they do the prayers, the singing. They leave and they get all the condolences and stuff. And there's some stuff here that we're gonna have to talk about.
Yep.
She goes back, but they go back to the castle, and she has one of the lords ride with her, who she doesn't really want him to be, but she's asking him to be the Master of Coin.
Yep, Lord Rosby.
Yep, the guy that's coughing out blood and pretending he's not dying of lung cancer.
Yeah, lung cancer or consumption or something.
Or esophageal cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he just has an ulcer. A really bad ulcer.
I would say most likely consumption.
TB? Yeah. It's quite possible, yeah.
And that's a classic sign of it.
It is, absolutely.
And this is the kind of world, especially like in
a city. And it's highly contagious, too.
A city that was like under siege and dirty and
But he was coughing before that.
True. But he was also in a camp during a war.
That's true.
So, yeah. Most likely TB. Or their worlds of TB.
Right. So, hopefully Cersei catches it. So they get back to the castle. She goes to her room to try and relax.
Yep.
Qyburn stops by before she even has her shoes off and says, we did some more... I went and looked at the cellars, And there was really nothing new except for when we searched the one Gaoler's room, we found an old coin in a hidden space behind a loose rock.
Yep.
And it's a High Garden gold.
Old High Garden gold.
Yes,
It's got the green hand of the old kings on it.
Green hand, huh?
Yes, the green hand.
All right, so we'll have to talk about that.
From Garth Greenhand.
Yep. And also says that while the mountain hasn't died yet, I can't stop him from dying, but he's dying a slow, painful death.
Yes.
And Cersei says, well, you can take him down to the Black Cells and torture him however you like as long as I get his head.
Well, she acquiesces because first she just wants Ellen dead.
Yeah.
But then she's like, fine, whatever. All right, go ahead. Be a psychopath.
Yeah, whatever. As long as you give me his head.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. She spends the rest of the night thinking. No, it's not. I lied. She spends some time thinking about how everyone's against her. Then Uncle Kevin joins her for dinner. And she asks him to stay and help Tommen be king.
Well, ask him to be the hand.
Yeah, to be the hand. He says, no, I'm leaving. Unless you make me the regent. And you go back to Casterly Rock.
Right.
It's either I stay or you stay. We're not both staying. She gets offended, throws her wine in his face. And he says, okay, well, I guess I'm leaving. Tommen's good here. He's got his mother. Oh, and his father, too.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the chapter.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, let's get
Lots
into
to talk
the
about
mind
here.
of Cersei.
I'd rather not, but okay.
We don't have a choice.
I know. We don't have a choice.
So, yada, yada, yada. We're going to Tywin's.
Yes.
Who cares?
Tommen's cute, though.
Cersei's nuts.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Literally, I think she mentions like 12 possible conspiracies against just her and Tommen. Mostly against her.
Well, you realize that being in the royal family, there probably are conspiracies happening to try and get the royal family dethroned.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are the ones that she's talking about.
No, I don't think she's got anything accurate here.
She's nuts.
The only thing she does say that is completely true in all of this is Tommen is not Joffrey.
Yeah, well.
Is the only thing she says, because he is too meek, because she's like, sit up straight, fix your crown, blah, 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 do this, do that, and he's like, yes, Mom, and does it. And she says he doesn't have the spine for this king thing, but Joffrey...
She'll learn him.
Yeah, okay, just like she learned Joffrey.
Yeah. I don't think she could turn Tommen into a psychopath.
I don't think she wants to turn him into a psychopath. I think she wants him to grow up to be a decent man.
But here's the thing, she didn't think Joffrey was a psychopath.
No, she didn't.
Everybody else did.
She's the mom. She's going to be convinced her kids are perfect.
Right, exactly. So she wants to turn Tommen into a psychopath, even if she doesn't realize that it's a psychopath she wants to turn him into.
Well, she may not realize that either, because Joffrey was much meaner child than she ever, attempted to make him. I don't think she ever attempted to make Joffrey a bad kid. He was just a bad person.
So you're saying that Targaryen children are flip of a coin, good or bad?
Well, I agree with that statement, but I'm not completely convinced that they're
Neither
Targaryen.
am I, so...
Because you can have a perfectly normal family and have
absolutely.
one of your children be absolutely
1 in 7
psychotic.
people is a psychopath. 1 in 7.
Right, and not everyone acts on those
Right.
psychopathic urges.
Right. Apparently I am. Black coffee. Apparently that's a telltale
Well,
sign.
you have, no psychopathic urges, so...
Did I show people?
Okay, we'll have to have this discussion off the air. But Joffrey had no qualm showing his.
Yeah, no, he's a nut.
He used to beat the shit out of a black cat.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, for a reason.
Because it was fun to him, yeah.
He's a psychopath, yeah. Alright, so...
But to other people, it was for no reason. It made no sense.
I like Tommen, but I agree with her. He's a bit of a bitch.
Oh, you agree with her.
He's a bit of a bitch.
He's a bit of an 8-year-old?
I have a feeling Joffrey was a bit more rugged at the age of 8.
Right, but Tommen's the baby of the family, and...
Understood. Bran seemed a bit more rugged at 8 when we met him. Arya, definitely.
Right.
A bit more rugged at the age of 8.
Right, but, what I'm saying is, Tommen was never looked at as he was going to be king someday soon.
Right, neither was Arya.
Well, she's never going to be king.
Exactly.
But, I'm not...
I mean, I see what you're trying to say, right? Nobody ever thought he was going to be the king, so he didn't have to be raised to be tough.
Right. Especially not at this age.
Except that he kind of did. I mean, right? Like, he's the age where Ned took Bran to witness his first execution.
Right, but Bran was learning this stuff his entire life. Tommen has not, because they assumed Joffrey was going to live a normal, healthy, long life.
Right.
So he was never going to be on the throne.
Bran was never going to be Lord of Winterfell.
No, but he'd be a lord somewhere.
Maybe. Maybe he wanted to go to
the North and the South raise their children differently.
He's a weak child, let's just say. He's not Sweet Robert levels of weak, but he's a weak child.
Okay.
For this time.
Yes.
Right? I mean, especially when you consider, right, who his father is. Well, first of all, who his grandfather is. Mm-hmm. Great warrior.
Yes.
His pretend father, also a great warrior.
Yes.
His actual father, also a great warrior. Mom, psychopath.
Yeah.
And he's like, this like...
little sheep.
Yeah. Like, makes no sense.
Well, he was the child that everyone ignored.
Basically.
Yeah.
Except for Marcella.
Yeah. Him and Marcella were...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I agree with her to an extent that he's a little too weak to be king.
Right.
Think about like the other boy we met who's very young who goes on to be Egg.
Right. He was off having adventures at that age.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. Like Tommen would not have survived the way that Egg did in the situations that him and Dunk were in.
Right.
Like, it just wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So let's just say he's a little weak.
Okay.
For being a young princeling.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I'd probably be a horrible mother if I'm making up all these excuses for this.
Well, I mean, at that
child.
time, right? I mean, it's different than now, right? Now
right.
You can do it as you want because who the fuck cares? We don't sit inside and touch our screens, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter these days. Back then, I mean, as the younger son, he would be expected to be a warrior.
Right.
So I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Right.
And I mean, you can be a pretty boy and be a warrior. Look at
Loras.
Look at Loras, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I do like Tommen. He's a much better king than Joffrey. I agree, but I think he's too far to the other extreme.
Okay.
I think he is.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you don't.
I don't know enough about him.
Well, I mean, you know as much.
Right now, I think he's a very soft king. The stuff he's signing, he has no idea what he's signing.
Right.
So if he knew and actually had an opinion about it, he probably wouldn't be signing the stuff he was signing.
Well, and that I don't blame for because he's 8. He's not going to get it. But just like the not standing up for himself at all.
Right. To his mother.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, things like that. Like, push back a little.
Right.
You know, you're the king. You got to push back a little
right.
bit. Don't go so far that you're Joffrey, but...
Right.
Stand up for yourself a little.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I'd like to see him a little stronger. He might actually survive.
Right.
I don't think it looks good for him.
We'll see.
No, we don't know yet.
Like I said, we'll see.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see.
Right.
If George ever gives me the win's a winner.
Before he dies, yeah.
He can live another 20 years and we'd be like, ha.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
All right, so we're at the funeral.
Yeah, we're at the funeral, and Tywin's there, and he stinks, and she smacks Tommen on the butt and tells him not to cry. He'll be a little bitch.
She doesn't spank the king.
Just kidding.
She's bitching how she didn't have time to have another black dress made.
So she's in the same mourning that she wore the last time.
No, she's not wearing the same one she wore to Joffrey's, and she's not wearing the one she wore to her husband's. She's wearing one of her own black dresses.
That's right.
That it's a black velvet dress.
Yes.
That she will never wear again now because it's a mourning
Soiled,
dress.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a...
And they can smell the king. They can smell dead Tywin.
Might as well dead king.
They can smell dead Tywin. I'm like all kinds of stuttering tonight. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Embalming wasn't as good back then as
it was like coating the skin in oil and stuff, just to try and coat the smell
and whatnot.
Yeah. So they have to sit there right next to the corpse while the prayers are said and the songs are sung.
Ole, just play. It's Latin.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
No idea.
And Cersei's looking around trying to figure out who in this room is like conspiring against her,
including the High Septon, because
he's one of Tyrion's men.
Tyrion appointed him.
Yeah, and it doesn't help his case that 1.5 foot tall crown, which is a bit gaudy in my experience, but he's so bent over from the weight of it that his eyes are like chest level with Cersei, which is kind of funny.
Which, if you're going to stare at Lena Headey, is a great spot to look.
Yeah, as long as it's actually Lena Headey. So.
But yeah, so she is 100% convinced that he's plotting something against her.
Yeah, and who knows what he knows about her, considering he's one of Tyrion's men.
He may know everything. He may know that she fucks Jaime and that Jaime's he may know everything.
I don't think he does.
He probably does, though.
Tyrion
probably going to throw him in the black cells.
Tyrion doesn't tell everyone he hires all his secrets.
He doesn't tell anyone he hires all his secrets.
Yeah, like even Varys. Varys knew all his secrets, but that's because Varys is
Right.
Varys.
Like, he didn't tell Bronn all his secrets.
No.
Bronn just guessed them.
Yeah. Bronn's very good at reading people.
Bronn reads people, exactly.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's very, very suspicious of the High Septon.
Yes.
So that doesn't bode well for him.
No. And she's looking at all the other highborn lords and ladies there and wants to know who else there is conspiring against her.
Yeah,
it's
obviously
too much.
the Tyrells.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The Queen of Thorns
Tyrells
obviously is plotting some serious shit.
Yeah.
Against her. Marjorie's just a fake bitch which is true.
Oh, she has to be.
Absolutely hates Cersei, but she's so nice to Cersei. And
Yeah.
Cersei knows she hates her, which is the most hilarious part of it. They both hate each other, and they're like, "Oh my god, how
They have
it's
to
so
keep.
nice to see you."
They have to keep up appearances.
They do. It's
Which
so funny.
they do. It's kind of funny because after the service, they go out and they're like doing the meet and greets with all the people that are pretending to care that this man died.
Right. This fucking monster's dead. Woo! I mean,
yeah. So like Marjorie runs up and hugs her like a sister, and Cersei has to pretend she's okay with it.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody,
Which is like a serious like one-upmanship by Marjorie.
Yeah, absolutely.
By basically getting Cersei to do what she wants in public in front of everybody. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So a couple of things that happened during this whole meeting. Cersei talks to Mace Tyrell, who said, "Oh, the man that your father and I discussed to be the Master of Coins has agreed.
And he's on his way.
He's going to Old Town to get a ship right now.
Which seems like it would be faster just to ride across the land.
Yeah, well, maybe he wasn't at Highgarden. Maybe he was somewhere else.
I mean, maybe, but it seems safer, right? I mean, it's, as they say, we don't want him to have to brave an autumn sea if he doesn't have to.
Yeah, hurricane season.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, just go across the land, dude. Probably safer.
Maybe he was closer to Old Town. Who knows? But,
Oh, I mean, still.
Cersei's like...
Old Town has a road that goes to King's Landing. That Old Town Road.
I actually like that song. But Cersei's like, oh, we have no need of him because,
Lord Rosby has
Lord
agreed.
Rosby said he would do it. And Mace Tyrell's like sputtering. He's so angry because Cersei's like, I don't need more Tyrell people on my small council. And everything she's saying in her head, it's mine, 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 mine. I'm queen, mine, mine, mine. It's not Tommen's small council. It's not Tommen's whatever. It's mine. I'm the queen.
I'm going to piss people
It's
off.
mine.
You know who Cersei reminds me of so much? I want to piss a whole bunch of people off. And make a whole bunch of people very happy. For instance, our good friend, patron Robert, will very much appreciate.
Why don't you go ahead and say it?
She reminds me very much of Hillary.
How did I know?
Mine, right? Like, when you look at, like, for instance, okay, like, her campaign slogan, right? Like, what do you usually do? You try to, like, engender, like, the whole group of people. And, like, Bernie Sanders is,
Not me, us.
Hillary Clinton's campaign slogan, I'm with her. Just totally all about her. Mm-hmm. All of her fucking conspiracy theories that she has in her fucking head that she talks about in every interview that she gives, and her fucking documentary and her book, which is 1,000% bullshit, about how Bernie fucked her even though he did everything for her, but still he screwed her anyway. And Cersei reminds me very much of Hillary Clinton.
I am not going to disagree with you.
Right,
there.
exactly. She's the Hillary Clinton of Westeros. She feels like she is entitled to all of this. Just like Hillary felt like she was entitled to be the fucking president. And that's like, as I'm reading Cersei's chapters, I'm hearing it in, and not even in Hillary Clinton's voice, but in, you ever seen the epic rap battles of history?
Yes.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump?
Yes.
I hear it in that Hillary Clinton's voice.
That's so funny. That is so funny.
But yeah, that's who I equate Cersei to.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think it's a very apt comparison.
It's a very good comparison. I can't see Cersei with that haircut, though.
No. Cersei's never going to wear a pantsuit.
No, never.
Thank God, but still.
Yeah.
Aside from the looks,
Yeah.
Cersei is Hillary Clinton.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I'm done with that. I had to get that because that's what we're here to do, is talk about the people. And that's how I see Cersei.
That's funny. So she pisses off Mace Tyrell.
Yep.
And the Queen of Thorns comes to his rescue because he's like sputtering and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's so mad. And she comes in and kind of...
Now, mind you, this whole time, Tommen has been like procured by Marjorie and taken
her
away
cousins,
from Cersei.
Yeah, so they're like all playing or something. I just see them like all circling around him, playing coy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the Queen of Thorns comes over to try and not make a bigger scene.
Right.
But then she goes and says, "Oh, did you smell that in the Septa? It was a pretty putrid smell." Cersei's like, "Why, no, I didn't." And she's like imagining knocking her friend. No, wait, no, she's toothless. Knocking her head off.
But she's too short for that.
Yeah.
Because she's like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, she's very short. Cersei would have thought she was a child if it hadn't been for left and right.
Right, yeah. Her 7 foot tall bodyguards. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, because they're taller than you.
Yeah. Yes, that would be about a half foot taller than me, yes.
Yep.
I think that's really like all the important stuff at the Mace Tyrell. Really, that's the important one.
Yeah.
He wants to hang around. Cersei wants him to.
Yes. Well, aren't you needed at Highgarden? He's like, well, no.
Willis has
it. His leg may be bad, but he's got a great head on his shoulders.
He's much smarter than I am.
Yeah.
And then she tries to also get the Queen of Thorns out of the city.
And she's like, oh, I'm going to stay till marries Tommen.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
I must see that. I couldn't live with myself if I left before that.
Oh. And Cersei's like, well, how do you
In
live
other
with
words,
yourself
you
now?
think I'm leaving my granddaughter here with you, you psycho
Absolutely
bitch?
not.
Before she's the queen.
Just to make sure her other husband doesn't die on his wedding night.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really don't think that
They'll have a wedding
the
night?
Queen of Thorns cares about that.
No. As long as they just want to make sure she stays the queen.
She just wants to make sure that she stays alive.
Yes, that too.
I wouldn't trust my granddaughter with Cersei either.
Nope.
So,
absolutely not.
Especially if she considers her a threat.
Oh, which she is.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I love the queen.
Oh, yeah, I
so
love
good.
her.
We get so little of her in these books, but it's just amazing every single time.
Yeah.
Single time. She's so great. All right, so when we leave, it has stopped raining.
Yep.
So Tommen is able to ride his horse back so he can throw pennies at the peasants.
Oh, yeah.
As he says.
Yeah.
Pennies at the peasants.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
He has no idea.
No. At least he's giving them money.
Yeah.
You know, it's pennies.
Coppers, yeah.
Like, throw them fucking gold dragons.
It is what it is.
Maybe silver stags.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Cersei rides back with Lord Rosby.
Mm-hmm. To say, I need you to be the master of coin. Oh, and you started yesterday.
Yeah, and I need you to say that you accepted the job and started yesterday. Exactly. Yep. So as not to piss off Mace Tyrell.
Yeah. Well, it's already going to piss off Mace Tyrell. So.
Well, it already has, but this way at least...
we have a paper trail.
She can credibly claim that, like, he started yesterday. Sorry,
absolutely.
Like, I didn't know.
Yeah, my father doesn't tell me this stuff.
About this stuff, so...
Yeah, why would Tywin tell me? I'm just a girl.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
So, he agrees, of course.
Yep.
Not that it matters. He's going to be, like, alive for, like, a month at this rate.
Yeah.
So,
she's like, he'll die soon enough and I'll bring someone else in, because she's pretty sure that he also is a Tyrell...
Yeah.
Ally.
Right, which everybody in this fucking chapter apparently works for the Tyrells.
Yeah.
The whole of fucking King's Landing either works for Tyrion or the Tyrells.
Yeah.
Oh, and we do get her we do learn that she has offered a lordship to anybody who brings her Tyrion's head.
Yes. Doesn't matter where they come from as long as it's Tyrion's head.
So that's not going to lead to every dwarf on Westeros and Essos being killed and beheaded.
Of course it is. Because, one, they're going to hope that she doesn't recognize that it's not her brother. Two, it gives them an excuse to get rid of the dwarves that they don't want in their community.
Plus they get the magic dwarf cops as well.
Yes.
So it's like a win-win for everybody, except for the dwarves.
Yeah. Because then they get rid of the quote-unquote scourge on their
lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yep, interesting stuff. Alright, so she does that. They arrive back at the castle. She's exhausted.
Yeah.
After, 2 hours of doing stuff.
Well, I'm just going to interject this here because I was actually reading on it earlier. Because my sister and I were making jokes about our customer service voice. Mm-hmm. About that story I told you earlier.
Yes.
And then I came across something on Facebook, and it's actually called emotional labor.
Yeah.
And it is extremely tiring.
Taxing.
Yes. And the amount of faking she had to do at this funeral, I can just imagine how tiring that actually is.
It's the reason that introverts have to recharge after being in public.
Me.
Is because for them, it takes so much extra effort because they have to pretend like they want to be there and that they're interested in talking to people the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, imagine doing that for 12 hours a day for 4 days straight.
Right, exactly.
It literally takes me a day and a half to recharge after that.
Yeah.
So.
I don't have to worry about it. I just work from home, so.
Lucky you.
I'm going to deal with people most of the time.
I'm going to give you the...
the golf clap?
No, the Nancy Pelosi half clap.
Slay Queen.
Whatever that shit is.
Whatever. Look at Nancy Pelosi can go to hell, too.
What a joke.
Tired of Nancy Pelosi. AOC for Speaker of the House.
I was going to say, if anyone hadn't listened to us before today, they'd think we were a Republican.
No, AOC for Speaker of the House.
Absolutely. Okay, so now we're back in the castle, and she is tired, so she starts to get dressed, and Qyburn shows up to her rooms.
Yep.
And
he needs to talk to her.
Yes, pronto.
He's found something.
Yeah.
Let's play Blue's Clues.
Yeah. Bring out your handy dandy notebook.
Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. So he has been investigating the shenanigans in the cellars.
Yes. Now, let me get this straight. He's been in the cellar that's been investigated twice.
Yep.
First by Jaime, then by more knights.
Yep.
And now he goes in and mysteriously finds something.
Mm-hmm.
But the cell they have been looking through is a cell for a Gaeler who has been there on and off since the last Targaryen king. Mm-hmm. He shows up when he wants to. Mm-hmm. He's not there very often. He's not friendly. He doesn't drink. He doesn't go to the pubs.
He's a portly man.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Nobody knows what he looks like.
Nope.
Nobody sees his face.
Nope. And he's been missing since the same night that Varys and Tyrion have disappeared.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? Because I distinctly remember an Arya chapter back in the first book when there was a Gaeler that sounded oddly like Varys talking with Maester Illyrio. Maester Illyrio in the dungeon.
Magister Illyrio.
In the dungeons.
Yes.
So I think that's just Varys.
Yes, that's 100% Varys. Yes.
And they checked his room because he had a room down there. And no one's been there in a long, long time. The bucket that he shits in is overflowing and old.
Yeah.
But under that bucket was a loose stone. How convenient. And there was nothing in it save for one thing. And Qyburn had to dig it out of the dirt. That's how long it had been in there. Mm-hmm. And it was a gold piece from Highgarden.
Right, so it is an old gold coin from the time of the Gardener Kings.
So it could have been there from people using that room decades ago.
Longer than that.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows how long it's been there. I would say, okay, so here is my...
If it was even really there at all.
Are you going Qyburn playing games?
Well, he needs to be in the Queen's good graces to get what he wants.
Okay. Okay.
She's not going to go down there and look under a shit bucket.
True, she's not.
So
I think it's something different.
I don't think that, well, that would be the place where Varys would hide whatever he actually had as valuable.
Right.
Because he didn't keep anything in his room
Yes.
in the tower.
So this gold coin
Let's
is
talk
from
about
the
coin.
Gardener Kings.
Yes.
Which were the first reach.
Yes.
They lost their power. They were first men.
Yes.
Dating all the way back to Garth the Green Hand.
Yes.
They lost Highgarden when the Targaryens took over Westeros.
Yes.
They were all wiped out in the conquest.
Yes.
And then the Tyrells were put in place.
Supposedly. They were all wiped out.
Right. I think that they are all wiped out.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
But anyway.
But let's talk about what's on this coin.
So on the front is the face, and on the back is a hand.
Yes.
And that was the symbol of the Gardener Kings.
The green hand. Yes.
Now, there is a mythical group of people in these books called the Order of the Knights of Green Hand.
Yes.
Who it seems have some conspiracy going on.
Yes.
Plots afoot.
Yes.
So, I would not be surprised if Varys were somehow intertwined with that group.
Agreed.
And that's why he has this coin.
Agreed. Kind of like the iron coin from the House of Black and White.
Absolutely. This is kind of like this is how we know you belong. You have a green hand coin.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that... So then it comes to question, are the people, the Order of the Green Hand, are they then involved in releasing Tyrion to go over and help with what they're planning in Essos, involving not only Daenerys but also Fagon?
Well, considering Varys has always done what's best for the realm...
So he says.
Right, so he says. But if that's true, then that would make sense.
Right.
Because... to me, it would also make sense that what the Order of the Green Hand's doing, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also don't know as much
Now,
about the Order. We know, like, nothing.
Know one member.
Yes, it's not Varys.
Well, we don't know that in this book. We know that in the next book.
Right.
But it's Lord Manderley.
Yes.
Is a member of the Order of the Knights of the... We don't know any other members. It would not surprise me if Magister Illyrio were a member.
Right.
It would not have surprised me if... too civilized for his own good Khal Drogo had for some reason been a member.
Right.
Who didn't speak the common tongue even though he did.
And had
a mansion and all sorts of craziness.
With the Doom of Valyria on the wall. Yeah.
So, and used Unsullied for guards instead of his own Dothraki.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't surprise me if he were also a member of that group.
Right.
And that whole wedding ceremony thing with all those, or his engagement ceremony with all those important people.
Right.
If, like, a lot of them weren't also members and it was just the excuse to get everybody together.
Right.
Because, like, remember, there were, like, lords from Westeros that went unnamed.
Yes.
At the time.
Right.
Could have been Manderley or...
That's a very good point,
somebody that he
because Daenerys
appointed
and Drogo didn't spend every minute together, so they probably could have been off having a meeting at some point.
Exactly. She spent the whole time talking to Jorah.
Right. Exactly.
At the engagement.
Yeah.
So he was just off doing whatever.
Yeah.
So talking to people.
Mm-hmm. And how can he do that if he doesn't speak the language?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are all these people from Westeros here if he doesn't speak the common tongue?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very good point.
Mm-hmm. Just saying. So I would not be surprised if Tyrion being taken has something to do with that larger overall plot.
Yes.
That he in some way fits into their plans.
I like that theory.
Or we could just...
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think so.
No. I don't think so either.
Yeah. So that's what he has found as far as that goes.
Yep, and Cersei automatically thinks that the Tyrells had something to do with Tyrion being let loose.
Oh, it's Highgarden, the fucking Tyrells. I knew they fucking did it. That Mace Tyrell.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like her 37th conspiracy theory in 5 pages. Holy shit.
It was actually a lot of pages.
It was a long chapter, I know.
Yeah.
So they move on from that to the mountain.
Yes.
The mountain is dying from manticore poison.
A long, slow, loud death.
Inevitable death.
Yes.
He
called it exquisite, is what he called it.
He did. Excruciating and exquisite.
Yes.
Qyburn tells her it's manticore poison, and she says Pycelle says it's not.
Yeah.
And Qyburn goes, Pycelle's an idiot.
Yes. He probably doesn't know all these newer poisons and more advancements for how...
Well, he says it's right. He says it's been altered in some way to make it act slower.
Yeah. It's been thickened.
Yes. So it moves through the blood slower.
So it's probably been, added with like a snake venom or something.
Something. Yeah. Who knows?
So his veins have all gone black.
Yeah, sounds like a zombie movie.
Yeah. He has a hole the size of Qyburn's fist in his hip, so it looks like his skin has gone necrotic and it's dying
off, yeah.
Yeah. And he's in excruciating pain and he's lost his limbs.
Yeah, like literally all he can do is just lay there and feel pain.
And scream. Yeah.
That
and
sucks.
Cersei's like, well, you have to do something because you're keeping the king and me awake at night.
Right, because he's just laying here screaming next to
and
us.
I can hear him every now and then, and Tommen can definitely hear him.
So, she says, call him in pain and fucking take off his head.
Yeah.
I need his head to send to fucking Dorne
Yeah.
so they don't kill my daughter.
Yeah. So they'd rather just have the whole mountain, but if I give him the head, it should be good enough.
Should be fine. Right, exactly. He says, well, I'd really like to play around with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Do some studying.
Yeah. And she's like, what kind of studying? And she mentions how he doesn't wear a chain anymore. He's like, well, I had the chain, but, they teach the Maesters to learn everything there is about living by
Studying the
dead. And I lost my chain because I wanted to know more about death by cutting open the living.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So this guy is fucking Dr. Mangala.
Yeah.
Running his own little fucking Auschwitz over at fucking the Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho. Him and Cersei are gonna get along famously.
Oh, I bet they are.
Wow, yeah. So this guy would, from what it sounds like, would take just, random people, probably, poor people or whatever.
Yeah, promise them money.
And then not give it to them.
Well, yeah, because they're
dead. And then
dead.
slowly, basically, torture them to death to find out how they die.
Mm-hmm. How much the body can take.
What? I mean, okay, yeah. Granted, scientists all over the world did that in, the early part of the 20th century. Yep. And unfortunately, that's how so many of the medical breakthroughs that we have came from.
Torturing people, yeah.
Yeah. But look at Bayer, the medicine company.
Bayer?
A lot of their first drugs, they bought the formula testing from the Nazis.
That's how gynecological appointments were invented, too. By torturing slaves, women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Bayer would pay the Nazi to test their stuff on some of their prisoners.
Yep.
Yeah. Just remember that I take their aspirin, but,
That's because they have a monopoly on it.
They really do. There's other companies that make aspirin, too. But anyway, yeah. So, it's nothing new. That's something directly from our world. Mm-hmm. But it's just so fucked up.
Yeah, no one said history's clean.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
History is dirty.
Yeah, history's... But, yeah, so that is Qyburn. That's what he's up to. And so he's going to use the mountain to play around with.
You might as well. He's got a giant hole in his hip.
Yeah, but make sure I can get his head when you're done.
Yes.
So I got to send it on down to Dorne. So Qyburn agrees and he leaves.
Yes.
Then she remembers that she has with Sir Kevin.
Yep.
So he comes over for dinner.
Yes.
They have dinner. She asks him to be the hand.
Yep.
And he tells her, I will do it on one condition. That you go be the Lady of Casterly Rock.
2 conditions.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I was counting those 2 conditions.
Yep.
You name me regent and you leave and go to Casterly Rock.
And boy, is she offended.
Yes. What do you mean you don't want me, your sweet little niece Cersei?
No, it's I'm the queen.
Yep.
And you can't take me away from my son.
Yeah. So he's like, well, fine. Then you know what? I'm going to go take my brother back home.
Yeah.
You name either blah, 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 forget his name, or Randall Tarley as your hand.
Yep. They're both Tyrellmen.
And she's like, I'm not going to fucking... You will do it because you don't want to fucking piss off Mace Tyrell any more than you already have, you crazy bitch.
Because you offered major insult.
Yeah.
At the funeral today.
Exactly.
And plus, Kevin also has to go get his son married. He has to bury his son, get his other son married.
And then bury his brother.
Yep. And
he's got some shit to deal with.
He's got to get the dairy land back up and running to have some kind of harvest, hopefully, for the winter. And the dairy land, it's Lancel is marrying a Frey widow,
who was a dairy girl.
Yes, and this dairy girl is actually the widow from the prologue.
Yes, the slutty one.
Yeah.
Who likes to fuck everybody.
Yes.
Including, 3 or 4 guys at once or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because her husband was the one who died in the prologue.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, indeedies.
Caught that.
Yes. That is her. That's why we learned about her, not in the prologue, in the epilogue of the last book.
Oh, yes, that was it.
Yeah.
The epilogue.
Yep. So, yes, that is who this is. That's a pretty shitty, low marriage for Lancel.
Well,
he gets a castle out of it.
He gets a castle out of it, but the man's so weak he probably couldn't even help conceive children at this point.
At the moment.
Because, his hair is white.
Well, he's almost dead.
Yeah.
He's only mostly dead.
And Cersei is really worried that he's going to spill on secrets. That was the other thing. It was during the funeral when she's, giving condolences.
You know who I really love?
And she's like, House Lannister, yes, I know.
We know, cousin.
Yep. And something about prayer, and she says the best kind of prayer is silent prayer.
Hint,
That's
hint,
a
wink,
threat.
Wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, exactly. Do you want me to give you to Qyburn to have him take you to the fucking dungeons too? Shut your fucking mouth, crazy boy. Ooh.
And that's what happens when you sleep with your cousin who's underage.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So,
she doesn't have it as all together as she thought she did.
No. And so her and Kevin basically blow up. She throws wine in base.
Yes.
He's like, fine, fuck you, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
On the way out, he gives her a really good parting fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll just leave Tom in here. Seems safe in his mother's hands. Oh, and it seems he has his father around too.
Yes.
To which I just imagine her jaw hit the floor.
I imagine at that point she probably threw the wine glass at him.
Most likely, the whole fucking bottle.
Yeah. Well, because she literally took the cup and just, splashed everything in his face.
Yes.
And I just imagine him doing, Tywin and standing up, wiping his face, and going to leave and just giving that last thing before shutting the door, and she throws her wine glass, yelling at the closed door.
Smashes into the door, yeah. Yep. So a nice little parting fuck you right to the face on the way out, which is hilarious. And that's it.
She does not have as much control as she does.
God, she has no control.
But she thinks she's her father's...
Well, I mean, she
What's
says...
the word? She even says it. She thinks
she's better than him.
Yes.
She tells us in this chapter that that thousands of years from now, when they write the stories of this time, that she's going to have been so great at what she does that he will be remembered simply as her sire.
As the queen's father, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. She's so convinced that she is better at everything.
Than Tywin.
Yeah, than anyone. And she seems to keep forgetting that her son is the king and she's not the queen.
Right.
She's regent. She's not the queen.
Right, not the queen anymore.
But she still thinks of herself as the queen.
Right, because remember, and he's going to marry Marjorie, which then she's going to be the queen.
Yes.
And then she's really going to be...
Well, she's still technically the...
Technically she is. She's a queen without a king.
She can still be a queen.
Technically she was the queen before that because she married a Renly.
Yes.
So, but yeah. And that's the story of Cersei, chapter 2. Wow.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Crazy.
All right. We need to give it a title. I saw you jot down an option or two.
Yeah.
I also have one as well.
I have one. I'm with the Tyrells.
I went with Tinfoil Queen.
Which one do you like? Because I like them both.
I like Tinfoil Queen.
All right, we'll go with Tinfoil.
This one's all about conspiracies.
All right, let's go with Tinfoil Queen.
All right. Next chapter. Oh, Jaime.
Yes.
Right from Cersei into Jaime. So that's great.
Lovely.
Let's see. Let's thank all of our listeners. Thank you guys.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, patrons. You guys fucking awesome. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/ironwood. Let's see. For everything else, check out our website, icefirepod.com. You can learn how to subscribe to the show. There's a link there to go to the Patreon to support us, and links there for all of the existing episodes, the back catalog, as well as links on how to subscribe to the show on every possible platform for podcasts that you can imagine.
Yes.
Including YouTube. So check out our YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
So until we catch you guys again on Tuesday in Jaime, goodbye.
Bye.